Okay. Oh gosh, hiccups. But you can just send a personalized link that links them to you as their coach. So much easier. Like,
okay.
I don't know. So I wouldn't worry too much about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't know if can people find you through that website? Like, is that a way for people to find you?
Theoretically, but I've never had that happen. Like, I don't
Okay.
think anyway. For the most part, it's going to be you, like, either you, like, talking to people and them, like, saying, oh, yeah, I've been watching that thing you've been doing, you know, whatever. And, like, your conversation just kind of leads that way, and you send them a link. Or eventually people will just, like, know you're the person and they'll start reaching out to you, which gets really, really nice as far as, you know, it starts to get a lot more effortless, like, the longer you've been doing it. So it's kind of nice.
So is it, like, pretty obvious and pretty self-explanatory when you say send them a link?
Like, so there's two options as far as links go. There's share a cart, which is through Beachbody. And that requires you to have their email address and to, like, know what Shakeology flavor they want. Like, you have to send a very specific link through that.
Okay.
I prefer there is an app on your phone called BB Links. Let me just show you what it looks like. It is not Beachbody, but it links to your Beachbody share a cart basically. But the nice thing about it, I don't know if you guys can see that.
What's it called? B-Links?
BB Links, like Beachbody. BB Links. And so the nice thing about that is, like, you'll log in with your coach ID, and then it's automatically, all of these links it generates are linked to you automatically. And so, again, I don't know if you guys can see this, but, like, there's CPs, which is challenge packs. Then it has it broken down by, like, fitness and whatever. And so if you scroll through there, like, the 2B Mindset and Shakeology challenge pack, this pops up every time. But there's just a quick copy. So now the link is copied, and I can literally either text it or put it in Facebook Messenger, and it sends it right to them. It's so easy. But with this one, it's not flavor specific. Like, they have options to, like, select all that themselves, and I just find it much, much easier. The only time you absolutely have to use share a cart, at least as far as I know, is if you're sending a coach link with a challenge pack. There may be some way to do it through BB Links, but I have not figured it out. So that's the only time that I ever use share a cart directly. The nice thing about share a cart, since Beachbody updated, I think it was back in October of last year, is that now we have, like, a feature like Amazon does, where it, like, other people who were interested in this also bought this. Like, it suggests other products for them that they can then add into their cart, which is super nice. Because before, like, it was just really not user friendly at all. So that's a nice thing. Like, I've had a lot of people that will see, like, the 3-day refresh and be like, oh, I'll add that to my cart or whatever. And so I have gotten a lot more sale. Yeah, like, it's really a nice feature, actually. And some of them will, like, once they've, like, added their thing to the cart, or maybe even, like, completed their order, it will give them, like, specials on, like, if they want to do 2B Mindset, you can save 10%, or, like, something, or beach bars, you can save 10% if they order it at the same time. So it's kind of a nice feature that way. But that is by far the easiest way to do things, you guys. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Like, I just much prefer that. Before it was like you had to get their email address, and, like, it was just a big pain. Now I'm like, I have my whole conversation with them. I decide, you know, what their package, like, what the best package is for them. I discuss all the options with them, and then just copy that little link and send it to them. It's so much easier. So does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. What other questions do you have for me? I'm perfectly happy just answering questions.
So can you explain the Success Club point thing? Like,
Yes,
how does that work?
Absolutely can. So Success Club is basically just a measure of how many people you're helping a month, basically. But you only get Success Club points. You smell really good. What'd you put on?
Oh.
Lotion or something? You smell nice. But you have to have somebody that's on a home direct shipment, which basically means Shakeology. So that's why you only get points for challenge packs typically, or a new Shakeology, but it has to be on auto ship. Like if they sign up for the one-time shipment, then you don't get credit for that. It has to be that they have it on auto shipment. So there's another way where you can get 1 point, but I wouldn't even worry. Like, it confuses me. It's like never happens, rarely ever happens, so I wouldn't worry about that. Basically, you're hooking people up with challenge packs. Like that's what they need anyway. Like, and a challenge pack, if you don't know, is a program plus Shakeology. So you can either do 2B Mindset and Shakeology, you can do Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology, you can do a 3-day refresh and Shakeology. Like, there's tons of options, but for the most part, people do Beachbody On Demand with Shakeology, like, or 2B Mindset with Shakeology, plus or minus Beachbody.
And obviously, so if someone signs up as a coach, obviously they get Shakeology, so they would count also, right?
Yes.
If someone signs on as a coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's how the Success Club thing works. So it's only for new customers. You get points for new customer challenge packs. Or if you have a customer that's kind of fallen off the wagon and hasn't ordered in 6 months, you will then get a new 2 points, which is nice because they did not do that until like maybe 6 months ago. So that's actually super nice because it's a lot easier to convince people to get a new challenge pack that has already, like, they already get it. Like, they've just fallen off the wagon, so to speak. Like, you don't have to go through like the whole thing again, right? Like, they basically know how it works. So I've gotten a lot of Success Club points since they've instituted that over the last however long. So it's been pretty nice. But then also the way you can double dip, if you will, is so you can get 2 points if somebody orders as a customer, but then if they want to like save on the Shakeology, or even if they want to build a business or whatever the reason to converting to a coach is, then if they sign up with a new challenge pack as a coach, then you get another 2 points, which is nice. So it's a little bit tougher to do that nowadays, just with Beachbody On Demand. Like, before it was super easy because all of the programs were DVD based and you literally had to buy a new program when you wanted to do something else.
Yeah, that's true.
So it used to be a lot easier to do that. It's a little bit, but there are ways. Like, some people just have Beachbody On Demand and maybe they need a little bit more help with their their nutrition. So maybe it's time now to do like a 2B Mindset and Shakeology and sign up as a coach, things like that. So I definitely want you guys, like, when you start getting to the point of like signing people up, like, please come to me and ask. Like, people love it when you save them money. Like, I have had people that like were leads that like signed up for stuff individually, and I'm like, dude, I can, like, we need to keep
that's totally
all that stuff and like save.
Like, I didn't know.
I can save them money. Like, I try to do that all the time. Like, I'm constantly looking through my orders.
Because I had no clue.
Like, people don't know because
you're like, if you sign up as a coach, you can still get the same stuff, but it's cheaper. I'm like, duh. Okay.
Yeah. But like, especially if you do like bundle packages, like, you end up getting things for free sometimes. It's like, so anyway, just, feel free to ask me, because at this point I feel like I know most things at this point.
How come they say the points are like 2 points? So, I mean, why can't they why isn't it like on a 1 point?
Well, because it used to be that you could get 1 point, like 1 point was a thing for a while. And I don't remember, like, you still can, but that never happens anymore. And I don't even remember what it was for at this point. But there was a thing where it was either 2 points or 1 point. And so that's why Success Club 5, like, you either get 4 or you get 6. Nobody hits.
Okay. Yeah, I was always wondering.
So
that's
basically, that never happened. So I think it's just because that's what it was before, and they've just kind of continued it forward.
So what is the goal? How many points do you need to I mean, what is...
Okay, so the 2 levels of the Success Club are Success Club 5 and Success Club 10, okay? So Success Club 5 basically means you've helped 3 people that month. Success Club 10 is you've helped 5, right? So at Success Club 5, you get free leads, which means somebody's gone to beachbody.com and just registered for a free account. They haven't bought anything. They just fill out a form that says, yes, give me a free coach or something. And so those are just randomly assigned to the people that have hit Success Club 5 or higher.
Okay.
The reason I shoot for Success Club 10 every single month is because those are now paid leads. Like those are people that ordered something online but don't have a coach. And so those are nice because A, you get the commission. I mean, that's not too shabby. But I've been able to connect with several of them and like turn them into long-term customers and even coaches. Like Amy Russell, you've seen her posts. Well, she was a free lead. Like I have some that like turned into super rock stars for me. So those are really nice. So I personally just set Success Club 10, you know, helping 5 people a month is kind of my minimum just because I like those free leads. But there really is no minimum per se. Like you're not like delinquent or anything. Success Club, you know, there are perks to like when you get to register for like Summit, like let's say, or the Success Club trips or things like that. Like if you have a 12 consecutive months of hitting Success Club 5 or 10, then, you know, they give you like a little bit of an edge on, you know, being able to register early and things like that. But otherwise, they actually have just instituted, now that I think of that, I totally forgot. So they've started this last quarter of the year, or the last 6 months of the year, but starting next year, there will be Success Club, like you can earn prizes. Traditionally it's been like the bobblehead, like each month you do something, but if you do, like if you earn Success Club 5 1 month, then you earn a prize. If you do it 3 months in the year, then you win another tier prize. If you do it 6 months, another prize, and all 12 months, another prize. So they are trying to incentivize it a little bit. But other than that, I mean, basically, if you think about it, if you're helping 3 people, even just 3 people a month, then over the course of the year, that's 36 people that you've helped. And that then gives you the potential to have coaches, because the best coaches are people that start the programs, fall in love with the programs, and then want to talk about the programs, right? Like that's how it works. And so, you know, I'm not one of these people that goes out and just recruits coaches for the sake of like trying to find people that want to build a business per se. I am in the business of helping people who then love it like you guys do. And then I want to help you guys, you know, make this whatever you want. Like I'm not here to pressure anybody to do anything that they're not comfortable with. I just personally know what this opportunity has done for me, just from a personal perspective, like having people that I actually can talk to. And, you know, like Karen and I are both home full time. And it's like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not the greatest, like
what?
PTA mom. Like,
know people who are doctors and they don't work anymore, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not the only one.
I know, pretty awesome. So
new concept.
Anyway, like I love like earning the free trips, and I love going to Summit and working out with the like trainers. Like these are just the reasons I love being a coach, and obviously I love helping people get healthy as well. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, baby. Can you go talk to Daddy though? He can help you. Great. Go lay on the couch. Okay. Gosh. Okay.
So you're our coach, and you have a coach as well, right?
Yes. So everybody has. It's like a, you know, a tree, if you will. So, anyway, it is, but I hate saying that. It is not a pyramid scheme.
I know.
Those are illegal. But yes, it is basically like a pyramid. So my coach is not very active and doesn't really do anything. So
okay.
I don't really like but I have people above her that are, you know, like Lindsay Stay. I don't know if you know who.
Yeah.
Like she's
I've heard of
one
her.
of our upper ones. And then our most upper one is Lindsay Matway, who is like literally one of the first Beachbody coaches ever. She's the Bombshell Dynasty. Like, so, I mean, there are coaches up there, but essentially, for all intents and purposes, I am the top, like, of our team, if you will. So,
Okay.
I have some coaches that are under my coach who doesn't coach. So they are in our group, like Kim and Peggy Sue are actually like under her, but like, they're like my family. I'm like, you guys, I'm never going to just like tell you to like go away and figure it out on your own.
So if people are interested in like joining a challenge group, do they join with me under you, or do I start my own?
No. So, okay, that's a great question. So I like to run, especially in the beginning, like we have the summer sweaters group. That is our whole team adds to that same group. Because especially in the beginning, like you're going to have like 1 or 2 or 3 people in a challenge group and it gets real quiet in there. So I like our summer sweaters group, and, you know, we obviously have the Lift 4 group as well. But there's just there's so many people in there that are active. Like I make a really strong point of making sure people are like posting their faces and like actually doing something in the group. I don't want it just inflated with a bunch of, you know, people that are just kind of, you know, not even doing anything. So it keeps people motivated that way. And so, yes, we absolutely can add. You guys are always welcome to add to the team group. And so,
okay, so don't start my own.
You can. I'm not going to tell you can't.
I just don't understand. Okay.
You absolutely can if you want to. I just have found personally that running them together, more people, like seeing more people posting, like there's just a better energy in there. Like when I was trying to run my own groups for the longest time, like honestly, it was like I was talking to myself. Like nobody was saying anything. It was really depressing. And so like I feel like I've gotten a really core, solid group of women that are will consistently post for me for like into eternity. And so that's always nice for new people coming in to just like see that and feel like they're part of the community and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Does that help?
But initially you were like having your customers or join someone else's challenge group until you gathered enough people to start your own?
So because my coach never really actively coached, it was still me with like Kim and Peggy Sue. Like,
okay.
There were points where I was trying to do my own challenge group and they were really, really sad and pitiful.
Like I would think you would need like 50 people or something, right? Like to make it worthwhile.
Interesting.
You at least need probably, I mean, it depends. It depends on like, you sometimes just get lucky. Like there would be times where, you know, we'd have quite a few people, but it was just a bunch of people that, I don't like putting, you know, selfies and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So it really depends. I would say you could probably do a pretty good one with 10 people if you guys were really like into it, but it really takes like everybody being into it. So I try really hard to keep our group under 100 because if it gets more than 100, then people start freaking out that it's too big. And so that's why every probably 6 to 8 weeks I go through and I'm like, okay, guys, and kind of do like a clean out of like people that aren't, you know, really participating. So that's kind of how I keep the numbers low, if you will. So the other thing I would say, so it used to be like every month we would start a new group and it would be like a whole new group of people. And I found that just because, you know, some months you sign more people than others. And so it just wasn't like, then I would have some really dud groups. And so we basically just have that summer sweaters group that just goes on into perpetuity. And we just like change the theme every, you know, usually once a month. For the summer, people aren't super into health and fitness usually in the summer. So I've kind of kept it a little bit the same. But we typically have the first Monday of the month is like our new challenge group, like the date that we're telling new people that we're starting a new group. Just because giving a date, like creates a sense of urgency in people. Like, okay, well, I need to complete my enrollment because we're going to start on this date. You know, it just kind of like nudges people along. If you just say, you know, oh, well, I have this group, then, you know, people forget and whatever. So that's typically what we do. And, you know, I like giving people a date to sign up by. But, you know, if somebody signs, like, let's say it's now, and our next group isn't technically starting till I think the first Monday is like the 6th of August or something. Like if somebody signs up now, I'm not making them wait until August 6th. Like most people, like you want to get their motivation while it's high. So I just plug them in whenever they sign up. And, you know, sometimes I'll announce them or, you know, to make them feel welcome into the group or whatever. But sometimes I don't. It's whatever they're comfortable with. But I just plug them in. I'm just constantly signing new people and plugging them in. So it's really whatever you want to do. But I kind of.
What if someone, totally off topic, what if someone decides to stop receiving their Shakeology and they just like quit? Do you lose points?
No, you do not lose points. And you only, like, the only time you would lose points is if they return their order. Like you have a 30-day window to return things. I have had very few times where that happens. So that's the only time you would lose points is if you had earned 2 points on that order and then they return. So honestly, I've had that happen in 4 years of coaching, 2 or 3 times max. Like people just don't do it. I mean, typically. So, I mean, I've had returns, but you know, that doesn't happen very often. Like a lot of people will be like, I'm not drinking my Shakeology, and then they end up with 4 bags before they ever like cancel. Like that's just the reality. I'm like, oh my gosh, why do you do that? It's so expensive. Yeah. Why? Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Okay. What other questions?
So I guess like to actually like do it.
Yeah.
You know, do you just have people who, I mean, they're just your Facebook friends and they say, hey, what are you doing? You know, like logistic, like, because we're not going out recruiting people. We want people to like see what we're doing, be inspired, and then.
Well, I mean, we are definitely recruiting people, but not in the way you think. Like, so I'm going to talk about Emily, the coach, like a year or 2 ago, like when I first started, and like you're really trying to build this business, and like it takes a lot of effort and all that stuff. So what you typically do is the very first thing you have to do is start posting about your workouts and about you're drinking this shake and you're doing whatever. Like you want to keep it vague. So like that whole curiosity marketing thing, but you just got to like start posting about it. Like that is by far the hardest hurdle for most people to get over. Like people just, I don't want to, post my face or whatever. If you can get over that, like Shanna, your posts and Karen both, like your posts are so good in the group. Like Karen already posts on her wall. She's been doing it forever. So if you could just start posting about similar things that you post in the group, like that's a big hurdle to get over. So that's step one. That's the attract part of the parts. So then connecting with people is literally just like I would go through my Facebook feed and I would find anything that somebody had posted about that I thought I could connect about. It was their kid's birthday or they had an anniversary or whatever it is. And so what I would do is you can save posts up in there's a little caret in the right-hand corner. And so I would save all those posts. I would comment on them, but I would save them. Because then, like once a week, I would go through my saved posts and I would send messages to those people about whatever it was I thought I could connect about with them. And so I would just like a nice little message like saying, I'm, happy anniversary, whatever it was, right? No mention of Beachbody, no mention of anything else, just a nice little message and a question at the end so that they would then hopefully respond to me. Mm-hmm. So super simple. And then that just starts conversations with people. Like they're not scared off by that. They're not going to ignore, like most people aren't going to ignore you if you do that, but these whole like generic, scripted nonsense.
Yes, I've gotten so many
Oh,
of those.
it's disgusting.
I
Like,
can't
don't
stand
do
it.
that. Like, that's when people
It's
ignore
really,
you and block you and unfriend you. Like, that's
yeah.
not what we want to do. So
No.
we are legitimately just trying to have conversations with people. Like, that's
Yeah.
really all I would do. And so then it would get to the point where I'd send those little messages, and a lot of people would then be like, oh my goodness, I've been watching you. I'm so inspired by you. Like, these types of things. And so that would kind of open the door a little bit to maybe then start talking about some health and fitness stuff with those people. But even then, like, I'm not just out of the gate inviting them to a challenge group or anything like that. Okay. So you have these conversations, and really, like, you just start to get a feel for, like, if you had a really good conversation, like several back and forths with somebody, they were super friendly and whatever, I wouldn't have a problem with then in a week or two, like, just saying, hey, I'm not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but I always love connecting with new fun people. And I thought, this might be something you'd like. And then I just invite them, and if you do this the right way, most people aren't going to be annoyed by you. It's super scary and you feel like that's going to happen. But for the most part, especially if you make it to where you're specifically asking them because you thought of them, or, you think they're a neat person, something like that, to where they think that you're specifically inviting them for a reason, then people are very often, even if they say no, they're not interested, I get the message all the time, like, thank you so much for thinking of me. Like, they really are genuinely, flattered by that. And so then they just keep watching you. And like I said, I've had people that honestly I've invited so many times to different things, and it's taken 2 years sometimes before they finally say yes. So it's the only hard, like, it's a lot easier to convince somebody to buy a tube of lipstick or something than to invest in their health and fitness and, like, all that stuff. So this business, to me, it takes it's a slow grower, if you will, but it has the potential to be pretty awesome. And I have connected with some of the coolest freaking people that I would have obviously never known otherwise. So I love it. And
I guess I feel like my pool of people is small.
Okay,
That's why I'm like,
I tell people that too, though. So my pool of people when I started was literally somewhere between 300 to 500 people, and I'm up to like
bigger than me.
4,300 Facebook.
Wow.
And that's just been through my stay-at-home Dr. Mom group, the women's weigh-in group. Like, there's just been so many, like, where you just, once you start having a certain number of mutual friends with somebody, they will accept your friend request a lot of times. Or like you've had a conversation in the women's weigh-in page, or, something to where, you want to send them a friend request and they'll accept. So I have literally grown my Facebook following that way, by just finding people that I have enough mutual friends that, and the other thing I will say is I wasn't very discriminate in the beginning as far as mutual friends go. Like, I try to kind of like gauge whether they feel like a good fit, like personality wise. Like, I don't know. You can just tell by like what people post about sometimes if you scroll through their thing, like,
yeah,
really gonna jive kind of thing. I used to just be like, send all the friend requests, I don't care, but I've gotten a little more selective over the years, but that's really what I've done. So, that's why.
How do you find people through?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say on Instagram. Then, how do you find? Are you using Instagram more now?
I am trying, but I'm still not super. Like, I only have like 900. I have less than 1,000 followers. But I do try to connect.
But do you randomly like search hashtags to find like?
Yes, I have not like done it like consistently like I need to, but yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted to start the Instagram like training group, even though I have really no idea.
Beach body coaches have asked me
Yeah.
And I'm like, how'd you find me?
Yeah.
Like I've been
Because of your
watching her
hashtag.
posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of your hashtag. And so that's why we have to learn how to hashtag, because if you hashtag Lift 4 and Beachbody on Demand and all that stuff, you literally are just going to attract other coaches. And so that's really kind of the big thing is like, you know, finding other things to hashtag. So anyway, but yes, I think Instagram has the potential to grow a following a lot faster than Facebook necessarily does.
Yeah.
So I still
and
love
it's not
Facebook.
as weird to like message strangers on Instagram.
Right.
It's so easy to just comment.
So that's why
or whatever.
You know, I'm really trying to learn a lot more about Instagram because I want to help you do that if that's what you feel more comfortable with. Facebook is just where I've found my groove. Like people connect, like I'm like, people like to watch the nightmare that I am, like, what am I going to say, or, you know, whatever on Facebook. And so people just feel.
You got me addicted to the Loom deodorant, and they are out of stock.
Really?
Yes, I'm so upset. I tried to order it today. I had to order like the pump or something.
The pump is so good. So Shannon is my Facebook friend now, and so she asked me if she could use that video of my girls smelling my armpits.
That was so funny.
For her ad, and I was like, sure. So she just sends me free stuff every once in a while. I'm like, if you're using this and like 500,000 people have seen it, I feel like you can send me some free.
Yeah.
I've gotten a whole bunch, like just personally about posting about it, like once or twice. I've gotten a lot of people that have ordered it. So anyway, but anyway, you know, that's just kind of how, you know, that's my personality. I get that not everybody has my personality and is willing to like talk about how gross, you know, they don't shower and whatever. So people just see me as like a personality, I think, or something. And so they feel like because I put myself on Facebook so much that they know me somehow.
I'm just too shy to do that though.
Yeah, it's okay. Believe it or not, I was super shy when I started this. Like, honestly, as no joke. Like, this is not my comfort zone at all. It's just the more that you do, I feel like the more you do it, like you just start to not care. And now that I'm like 43, like, you know, I would never have done this when I was like 33. Are we frozen? Am I frozen?
No.
Okay. Am I on now? I froze for a second. No.
There you are.
Yes.
Okay, now it's moving. I was like, you girls are standing really still. So you probably didn't hear any of what I just said, but
that's something that you used to be shy.
Okay, yeah, I used to be really shy, and honestly, if I had found coaching when I was like 30, there's no way it would have looked like this. Like the older I get, I just don't care. Like, why do I care? You know, that literally is how I like decided to just go for it with coaching. I'm like, even if there are people that find me annoying, I don't care. Like, those aren't my people, right? They're not be like my people. So I just decided that it doesn't bother me, you know? So anyway, like.
Can I ask a product question?
Yes.
So I was having a conversation with a family member who used to do Shakeology, and then she said because of the cost every month, she didn't want to do it, and she had found something at Costco. Okay. So do you know anything about Costco's chocolate shake? Is
it Vega?
I don't know. She didn't tell me the name.
Okay.
So
well, I usually ask the name because very honestly, there are no ingredients out there that compare to what we have. Like, yes, I get that there are cheaper things, but I firmly believe in this case, you get what you pay for. All the stuff in it, like hands down the best stuff out there. And there is a lot of just pure freaking garbage out there. Like, just junk. So
concentrate and all that.
Oh
yeah, I think it's advertised as like plant-based, so whatever that is.
So it's either Garden of Life, I don't know if Costco carries that one, or the Vega one. I've heard Vega one tastes disgusting. Like, I have a lot of people that have come to vegan Shakeology because they like the vegan like aspect of it, and they're like, most vegan shakes taste disgusting. So I just usually ask people like, oh, what's the name of the shake you're using? And I Google the ingredient list, and I can just hands down tell them, I'm like, this one has X, Y, and Z in it, and I wouldn't. Like, I try really hard not to badmouth. Like, so instead of saying I wouldn't drink this one because it has crap in it, I say the reason I drink Shakeology is because it doesn't have crap in it. You know, like I really do try not to. I get on a little soapbox every now and then about other products. I try not.
So and I've asked you before, like about nutrition kind of stuff, like just to kind of be up on it and that kind of thing. So how do you, like, how is the best way to go about that? I mean, I've seen on the training site that I haven't gone through it though, but that they have information about like different nutrition, but what's sort of like the best way to do that? So to be able to answer questions like this.
Honestly, I've done a lot of reading over the years. Like, I've read Obesity Code and Complete Guide to Fasting. Like, I try to keep up on like what other people are doing. Like keto, I read Keto Clarity and like all that stuff. I'm pretty excited about the 2B Mindset mentorship, they're calling it, which is like the certification in 2B Mindset. I think that will give a lot of like helpful like nutrition-based information. But I really just try to read a bunch, honestly, about stuff, which, you know, I know we are all just like swimming in extra time to do that, but
I finished Food Freedom Forever, and I have Deep Nutrition from the library that I'm gonna try to dive into.
I haven't even gotten all the way through that one. That one's big. So
yes, it is.
I love Food Freedom Forever. That really is just how I've done it. Like, I started with Whole30. That was like my thing. So I read a bunch of Whole30 books. But I've tried like Alt Shift, and I have tried a bunch of different things, and that's why. And the other thing for me is the whole sustainability aspect. Like, this whole low carb, high fat, and even fasting and keto and all that stuff. Like, I have so many people that come to me because they've fallen off the wagon. Like, it's just not, like, I get that it can be effective, but if it's not sustainable, like if you're constantly falling off the wagon and getting back on, like, that's not your thing, right? So
that's the only thing that works for me.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that's sustainable for me.
Yeah, but you're not the norm, to be very honest. Like, most people cannot sustain that long term. Like, they're like, I need like, I want carbs. And so then they go on a huge bender for like 2 weeks, and then they're like, oh my gosh, I've gained back. It's like, yes, that's like what happens, you know? So that's why I personally think 2B Mindset is super sustainable for the population at large. I'm like, so
even if I'm not doing 2B Mindset, I would probably just still push it anyway and not.
Absolutely. Yeah. That people don't have to. I mean, I guarantee if you watch the 2B Mindset videos, Karen, like,
and even if I'm not doing it, it's still
a lot of it, like, you're still doing anyway. Like, you're not necessarily doing the fiber-filled carbs, but it's still like optimizing, you know, or minimizing
window
and like all this stuff. Like, it's really freaking good. I love it. So, and obviously Shanna has been rocking the heck out of it.
I don't even understand how I've lost weight the last 7. I mean, I guess I have because I follow it, but it has been nuts. I've lost over 5 pounds in 1 week. Like, in month 3, I just don't even like understand.
But see,
it's crazy.
She's like,
I know, but
it's like you trying to figure out what's working and what isn't. So there's not a lot, but then after that, it's like you're coasting. Like, you just,
and I think cravings are down too. Like, I think whatever happens with your cravings and you know, it's just, it makes it a lot easier. And so I don't like cheat at all. Uh-oh, I lost you guys.
Yeah. Are we there?
We're back.
I lost you.
Okay. Are we back?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I try not to cheat. Although I hate that word, but I'm not good when I do that. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can have a cheat day, like this whole in lift for.
I know. Me neither.
I will not be cheat dating because
there's
it's not
no
a cheat day for me, and then it just gets to be a mess. So
Right.
I kind of cycle between vendors basically. Terrible. But they're less and less frequent, so that's nice. But
yeah.
Anyway, okay. Any other questions? I don't want to keep you guys too long about anything as far as kind of some of this intro businessy stuff goes.
No, I'll just check out that app and then see what it, play around with it and see.
So
I'm gonna try to rip the Band-Aid off next weekend because I'm getting a Rent the Runway dress because we're going to a wedding, and I'm hoping to after that maybe do a post on my wall. So that's my goal.
I'm telling you, pictures speak volumes to people. They love freaking pictures. So if you can find a before picture to post with that will be awesome. I'm telling you, you will be amazed how many people will respond to that. And that is a perfect way to start conversation with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. The other thing, just really quickly, as far as inviting to goes, I like to create an event and then invite people to that. So, let's say August 6th, I think that's the first Monday, but I literally just find a banner or whatever, call it whatever, whatever the heck, back to school fit challenge or whatever the heck you want to call it. Put a date on there, and then you can click on people's names to invite to it. That is kind of the laziest way I can ever do it. As far as you will get people that will click interested on it. And so that automatically gives you people to talk to about it, if that makes sense. So I used to do that literally every single month. I would go through my list. I wouldn't just blanket invite a whole bunch of people, but, invite whoever you think might be interested, your number one top prospects or, people that you think would do it or whatever. And just invite that way, because then they click on interested or going or whatever. And that's just a perfect way to start up a conversation and actually invite people. So that's a good way to do it as well. So,
yeah.
And you really want to give yourself, if you're talking about August 6th, they usually say 7 to 10 days before your start date is really, even up to 2 weeks, I would say, is the best time to start inviting to that. Because that gives them time to, it gives you time to have real conversations with people, and then for them to enroll and all that stuff. I think what I will do on our Monday call, Leticia, you guys know Leticia by this point. Her and Katie did a free group a couple months ago that they had a really good, they had a great turnout. So that's another way, again, to get you start having a relationship and building value with people before they ever have to really invest in something. So that's also another thing that we can do as well. So we'll start kind of talking about those things and kind of what
do they get with free group? Is that Beachbody on Demand?
Yeah. So there's a 14-day free trial. So that's what we did. We had them. They all had to sign up for the Beachbody on Demand trial. And then I created a workout schedule that we were all following the same thing. So it introduced them to a bunch of different programs. But that it still had that element of bonding because everybody was doing the same workout every day.
That's awesome. And
then they provided recipes and stuff. It was just a really awesome thing. And they had a really good, for lack of a better word, conversion rate from there for then people going full in with the actual program. So that's another really good way to start relationships with people and kind of start helping them to build some healthy habits, and then they'd be ready to go all in on something else. So
awesome.
Have lots of options. First and foremost, you gotta start posting, you gotta start just talking to people in general, and then it just kind of goes from there. So okay, girls? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time and all
pleasure. So we'll keep, I know there's a lot of stuff. I just don't want to overwhelm you guys all at once. So next Thursday we can talk a little bit more about like the tree. I prefer to call it a tree.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit more about like how that all works, the volume and blah, 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 because it can be really confusing as well. So. Anyway, okay, girls, any last minute questions before we sign up? This girl's giving me a massage. She's trying to.
I know. So cute.
I pay her $1 if she gives me a massage.
Aww.
Awesome.
Okay, anything else, girls, before we go?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. It was good. Thank you again for reminding me. I swear I'm putting it in my phone right now.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, bye, girls. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.